Mic check. We're good. Hello. Welcome back to episode 422. Let's get into it. So, more developments happening. Bit of a down day for Bitcoin and crypto. I don't know why meme core is dropping 22%. I mean, deserved. It's been on the rise 30%. And then in one of those occasions, it'll just have a big drop. Of course, that's just guaranteed. That's just normal price movement. We come for this every day. Now, what else happened today? Strait of Hormuz apparently is back to being closed. Whatever we were celebrating yesterday, those gains are kind of gone, but they're kind of still hoping that they're still going to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. It's weird. It's all over the place now. Don't necessarily know what's going on in the Middle East anymore. Don't really care. Can we please move on from the subject? Can we just focus on Cuba or something? Release the alien files. Do something, right? We're going to see what happens. So that happened. We also have some hackings going on. People are just bored on a Friday night, Saturday morning. They don't have jobs. They decide to hack people or something. I don't know. Hey, I can't blame them. So there you go. Movements playing out kind of as expected. I was hoping we'd stay above 76,000, but circumstances were a bit more severe, so dropping a little bit. No big change, though. I still think, the overall projection should be something like this. Super trend flattened out where I expected it to. That's okay. That's at 72,512, where the uptrend invalidates for Bitcoin. I'm going with the fact that I think we're going to stay above that level, 72,500. No real reason for us to drop below that unless we start nuking Iran or something. That's never going to happen. So for now, this is the projection. Continued move or just sideways all the way upward. I'm hoping we can just break out of 80,000 but in a more natural, calm way. I don't want us to spike above it because I don't know what I'm going to do if that happens. It's obviously going to result in a major correction. Although we're going to have a good rise. Maybe people want to just get the rise over with. Yeah, just give us our good rise, give us our bull trap, and then, get us ready for the next leg down. I mean, don't get me wrong, we could still have a huge spike up in price and then, continue rising upward again. But I feel like it's the long-term way up is the way I expect it to kind of move. And it's not going to be up only, of course. We're going to have our pullbacks. And as of right now, pullback can be as low as 72,500 right there. Don't expect it to go much lower than that. And that is only, in a perfect world, the overall projection is to continue higher. We'll see how that continues to play out. But overall, uptrend is in our favor. I feel like it's time to visit the macro scale of things. I have not looked at macro charts in a moment, and I feel like I should do that, especially on a Saturday when not much is going on. What do we see? No more downtrend for Bitcoin, at least for now. Like, the downtrend is technically still there, but it's like depending on wherever we end up with this week, right? However high this goes. And it can go as high as 92,000 is what my expectation is. As time goes on, I don't know, I wouldn't put 92,000 as an optimistic level. I'd probably keep it at 90,000 just to keep my expectations real. Wherever our lower high will be to continue one more impulse toward the downside. And I don't know however long that may take, but it's going to happen around here and it's going to just reaffirm whatever downtrend that we have to something a bit more reasonable, because admittedly this one was a bit too sharp downward. Easy to break out of, and hence the move we are seeing right now, which I expect to continue rising, maximum to 90 to 92,000. We'll see how well it performs, right? So that's kind of the expected move from me before we inevitably make a lower low, our absolute bottom for the bear market, whenever we decide to go back into the Middle East, if that is to happen. And then you're going to start seeing something like that. Maybe, right? That was the overall projection that I've drawn before. I just decided to delete it because I was tired of looking at that. So that's the expected move in the macro scale. For uptrends, though, I mean, we still technically do have this one, if you do truly want to call this an uptrend. It looks okay, right? Kind of matching with whatever bottom that we have here. But obviously, if I'm expecting a low like this to happen, that would be broken. And that's just all part of, being in a bear market and a downtrend, is that you make lower lows, you break the uptrends, until you start setting a new one, and then you'd have to just readjust it to something like this, and then you're going to see like the bull market come back up based off whatever this uptrend line is, which if it's that steep, good luck. But yeah, that's the expected move for now. I don't want to move these too much because they're already like pinpoint precise. So I just want to make sure I'm bringing them back to their spot. That's the expected move for Bitcoin. Looks good, doesn't it? Optimistic about that. All right. And I do obviously plan to rearrange myself around over here. I do have an open position at 80,000. I don't want to keep that exposed because I have a liquidation price at 54,000. Hey, it's dropped a bit. I've noticed that. Has it been at 54 exactly before? It's at 53,995 right now. I'm assuming it has. Yeah, funding rate has dropped. This used to be 150, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It must be like this whole time being in a negative funding rate, which obviously means that there's more short selling pressure. We are indeed in a bear market, so fair enough. But despite that, I mean, we're liquidating shorts on our way up again. But not everybody's going max long at this point, which, hey, that's fine by me. You want to short Bitcoin, knock yourself out. I don't believe in that, and I'll continue to long Bitcoin eternally. Rest of market, whatever. Some trash altcoin, go for it. Like that, I give you full permission to short, but not for Bitcoin, because it's got its fundamental reasons as to why it must continue higher forever, and you shorting, it's selfish, okay? That's all. That's what I think, at least. I know maybe people like to scalp trades in it. If you're scalping in the 5-minute chart, like, who really cares? And Bitcoin does have to come back down eventually to get the buyers back into, you know, a point of interest where they would like to re-enter the markets, of course. So yeah, it's the thoughts overall. Ethereum, no big changes here. Deleting our big moves so far. We can make a drop all the way to 2,222 and 22 cents, and you'd still be in an uptrend. It would just be all part of a lower high. No, a higher low. I gotta get these terms right. A higher low, because we're in an uptrend. And that's the equivalent of Bitcoin dropping to 72,500 is Ethereum 222222. Alright? Alright. Negative funding rate too, by the way. Everything is negative funding rate. Odd. 2,343 was the price of Ethereum, by the way, if you care. Solana also on its way down a little. $85.75. We topped out at 90. We took a profit on, hypothetically, took a profit on whatever trade we had drawn. That's good. And Solana can drop to $81.35, 36 cents as an absolute bottom. I'm assuming Supertrends should start rising a little more as well. This spike up that we saw from yesterday seems to have flattened out over here for the time being, but as time goes on, of course, you get the point. And Solana can tolerate a drop up to down there and will still be considered in an uptrend. No issues there. And if we do see that kind of move, I think I'm willing to start betting toward the upside. I've got the cash on the side here. I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever has to get in my way, I guess. Sui is also kind of keeping its uptrend here. 95 cents is the current price. It can tolerate a drop to 89 cents and be totally fine. I think it's safer to say 90 cents. It's more psychologically in line with whatever we've got over here. The price itself, the zeros, you know, it just makes more sense. Wouldn't surprise me if we see a 90 cent support pivot level generated next week. Actually, it would surprise me. That's a little too close. We'll see, right? I did like the move that we had, breaking above $1 at last, hitting a high of $1.04. So that $1 barrier, it's kind of broken at this point. You know, we're poking our head through it. And of course, the more we just lateralize around here or gradually continue to rise, which is my expected move, the less of an issue it becomes. And we start focusing on other barriers, resistances, downtrend lines that could get in the way, which it's looking like it could be this one. And this one, I was supposed to look at macro scale for all of these and I've already forgotten to do so. I've got a lot of lines. This looks like a laser show. If you go to one of those concerts. Yeah, we do have weekly downtrends to worry about. $1.70 seems to be, wow, very, very important level. if you remember what $1.70 was, this was our all-time low before. I don't want to say all-time low. It doesn't make sense to say that. It was a yearly low of 2025, I'm sure. Excluding October 10. That doesn't count. April 7, low. That was the lowest point that we hit on Sui. It was $1.70. And yeah, I mean, that is now being used as previously support, now resistance in the weekly chart, meaning that this is the downtrend line that you should be paying attention to, the one that comes from 28th of July, supported by 15th of September, headed on its way down. Yeah, this one's practically going to be broken soon, I do feel like. It seems easy to do so, but that's the one that we're focusing on next, of course. I feel like we're going to meet the barrier for this one, wherever that rise may be, $1.13 or $1.10, just to be safe, right? You're going to lose this uptrend line to find the next one, which should be around 90 cents once again, and then you will be able to break out of this downtrend line and start heading higher. Of course, we've got other levels to worry about after this, so of course, as soon as we get there, we'll start worrying about them. But I feel like this one's going to be broken on the second attempt. The first attempt, it's probably not going to be that easy. And I mean, this would probably be the equivalent of Bitcoin. Do I want to say 90,000? I don't know. I feel like Sui could go much more higher if Bitcoin was at 90,000. How much higher? 170? Are we talking 170 already? Or are we just putting that into question? Maybe. I mean, like, that's the weekly bear market downtrend invalidation. Similar to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has it at 92,000. Maybe. I mean, Sui is supposed to be a volatile coin. It's just so dead right now. But trust me, the volatility is supposed to be there. And I mean, we've seen crazy days on Sui. We have, okay? It just seems like it's not possible because we haven't seen that in 2 months of sideways movement, like or sideways or down movement overall. Like, the last huge rise that we had, a decent one, 42%, happened in January, December to January, as soon as we started off the year, capturing President Maduro or something. And then from January up until now, okay, that's 4 months, isn't it? Dude, can I, like, disable that buy feature? Really annoying. Okay, I have no idea what's being drawn here anymore. Ever since this rise, we've just been losing half our value and decaying, and staying at the bottom for 4 months. So that's kind of boring on Sui. This is not the kind of moves that we like to see on Sui, right? This is a 25% rise. This was a 20% rise at its peak. Does this count as a rise? I mean, we really just bottom and recovered 30%. Like, these kinds of moves are possible on Sui. To have another 30%, that just immediately takes us to almost $1.30, probably higher. I mean, more than 30% is required for that, about almost 40%. I do recognize $1.30 being an important support as well from before. Multiple times, right? Here, 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 until ultimately we broke out below it. So $1.30 I think is also important for Sui. It's probably going to be our first stop. Could we... I don't want to say that's the 80,000 equivalent. I'd probably give it an 85,000 equivalent of Bitcoin to Sui price. Would be around 130. And then, of course, 90,000 Bitcoin, so we could rise another 32%. That's just normal Sui movement. And you'd see it at bear market downtrend line meeting area, which in Sui's case would be 172, and in Bitcoin's case would be 92,000 or 90,000, depending. That's my thoughts on Sui. Wow, extensive analysis here. BitTensor following the move 1-to-1 still. No issues at all. The rise was predicted, the drop was predicted, the super trend line was predicted. It's all just perfect. I love it. So, according to my drawing, we should start rising next week. Don't follow my drawing. Like, actually, I just literally scribbled across the chart by accident, and it just happens that it's playing out like that same way. Weird, but I guess things happen. So, yeah. Breakout should happen soon. We obviously need BitTensor to rise above 270, like a nice peak upward, and then some retracement. That's your entry signal putting a stop loss below whatever new uptrend gets formed, wherever the low happens to be, whether it's here, whether it's here. You put your stop loss right below that, and then you just ride the rise however high this thing needs to go. Macro view, how high can it go? This is the weekly chart. It looks ugly. I have all these... Yeah, I think I'm going to delete the Fibonacci. Because I think it's just too biased on this specific chart. I'm sure BitTensor's got like crazy other moves that I just don't see historically because I only have up till February 2024. That's not enough history. I want to see it all. Although I'm sure BitTensor never made another higher high than 784. Hey, come on, Bitcoin tokenomics. This thing should rise. Honestly, BitTensor's been doing really well, and the rise that we had over here was due to the AI narratives, of course. Just the sudden rise when BitTensor seemed most dead, everybody started talking about AI again, no more fears about no bubble, and the crypto AI projects took off. Render, BitTensor, Near Protocol we talked about extensively too. Fetch AI, now known as artificial superintelligence. Yeah, it's all just was coming back. For now, it's kind of died down. BitTensor lost one of their, what was it, a validator or a something, some important company to them. And so they're just, you know, relaxing from the rise, waiting for the rest of the market to catch up. But due to the huge rise, I mean, we immediately met the downtrend and validation in the weekly chart, which happens to be at 351. We peaked at 375, but we didn't really close above that. That is why we're not seeing a weekly uptrend in BitTensor. We do see it in Hyperliquid, I think. Yeah, we do. Hyperliquid in a bull market, I guess, technically, right now, sure. That bull market invalidates at 25, 24. I want to say 25, but it's at $24.22 to be specific. Now, Hyperliquid's case, we know it's due to all these geopolitical events. Yeah, it impacted the whole crypto market as an entire thing until it became survival of the fittest. Okay, which projects will thrive in this market? Oh, by the way, I mean, it's not fully confirmed that we're in a bull market. I mean, if we do close this week above very fragile level, $42.80 something cents, $42.86. If we can close above that for Hyperliquid, which we're at 43.43, so yes, we can, if we just don't move, then uptrend confirmed in the weekly chart. Fake out? Potentially. I mean, Bitcoin's certainly not done with the bear market. So maybe it's too early, but I mean, Hyperliquid is honestly, it's being its own beast right now. It's rising on its own despite market conditions, and it's all due to the way the company works, their DEX, their revenue generation, and their buybacks that they're doing with their tokens. The fact that you can trade commodities during these volatile times while Trump is massive, like, bull tweeting, I don't want to say, like, he's tweeting too much, and every little tweet that he puts out moves markets a little too much as well. That's why he does it on the weekends. What is open on the weekends? The blockchain. It's 24/7. What you're going to use? Hyperliquid. It's just the best one. So, deserved rise. Gold rise, silver rise, oil rise. The volume that it gets traded generates those fees, generates revenue for them. That's why they're performing very well. And I still think they will continue to do well because people are seeing the power of it. And I've been holding on to that narrative too for the whole time. I never once mistrusted in Hyperliquid. Yeah, it was sad to see it drop to $20. $20 Hyperliquid. And then here we are back again at 43, as if nothing happened. As if the bull market is just still intact. As if Bitcoin is still at 120,000 or something. So that's impressive. Good for Hyperliquid. For Chainlink, yeah. By the way, you can't really draw a downtrend on Hype. Chainlink, we also, I think we got rid of this downtrend line in the weekly chart, hence why it's not drawn. I'm pretty sure I deleted it. Yeah. Just like enough lateralization at the bottom. That's kind of your turnaround signal. Anything below I used to say $8. $8 Chainlink was good until we dropped to like $7. And I'm like, okay, well, now what do I tell the people? No, but seriously, like even below $10 Chainlink, great for accumulation. Because I've noticed before, like, it hasn't really dropped below $8, even on its worst case April 7, or August 5. Not even April 7 was that bad. Not even October 10 was that bad. It essentially closed near or at $8. August 5 was also a very fearful recession time. And then this doesn't count. This is 2023. Nobody cared about crypto around over here. And I don't think we'll ever see Chainlink around these prices between the range of $4 to $8 yet. Here we are at $8. That's why I think, like, you know, $8 right over here, good area for accumulation. And we're talking like about this area of accumulation is bear market lows before we inevitably start getting these good rises on Chainlink. And it's happened in 2021, happened in 2024. Why can't we just hit these highs again? Inflation. No, but honestly, Chainlink is the backbone of literally everything. Good Oracle play. I still think it's good. Moving on. I mean, you go to the 4 hour chart, not 4 minute. $9.20 is where it's at. You can see it drop to $8.76. If you do, that is a buy signal, not a buy signal. Don't follow my advice. I'm wrong. This is a 20% drop, by the way. I mean, I'm sure nobody's complaining, especially after 60% rise or something, 62% rise. Nobody's complaining for meme core. Yeah, just doing its thing. Great. I don't want to touch this thing. I'm scared. Hedera. What is going on with this uptrend line? I really despise that. But I mean, hey, at least the hypothetical trade we drew kind of immediately took profit. So that's decent, I guess. Yeah, I kind of want to see this super trend start rising again so I could like gain a bit more confidence. Right? And if this kind of convergence happens between the price and the super trend, that's a pretty good entry signal for Hedera as well. Another one, yet another entry signal. And I don't know if you want to expect a higher high. I'm probably going to play it safe, depending on where I can find a good entry, right? Depending on how low it decides to go. You probably have a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio guaranteed trade there, not guaranteed. So yeah. Although Hedera, I don't know. They're saying it's a good project and everything. I don't know. I feel like I don't fully trust it yet. Why? Until it makes a crazy move like this, of course. Yeah, then everybody wants to buy. And that's when I bought. I bought it like, where did I buy again? Like 30 cents? Something around here. Thinking I was like so smart for buying that. Yeah, and here we are at barely 8 cents. Okay, fine. But I mean, look where we are on the weekly chart. Not too bad. Good for accumulation, I guess. Don't think you could really go wrong. What if I just, you know, if Hedera decides to make a huge move once again? Okay, now you just ruined the whole thing. Thanks for destroying it. But whatever. You know, something like that. At least for this small bounce that we're having. Part of a bear market bounce. Dead cat bounce, whatever we want to call it. Very dead project indeed. But okay. There's Hedera for you. That's all we have. Good stuff overall. Let's get into the news. Okay. Want a drink first. Okay, now let's get into the news for real. Strait of Hormuz. Apparently it's closed again. It's blocked. We're canceling whatever thing we opened. Doesn't matter anymore. Strait of Hormuz is cleared out tonight after Iranian forces announced a closure and attacked multiple commercial ships. Why? For what? Now, Iranian gunboats fired at tanker in the Strait of Hormuz. We thought that was not going to happen again. We thought that we told them that there will be a guarantee that the Strait of Hormuz would never be closed again. And yet here we are. The UK Maritime Trade Operations says there were apparent attacks on ships in the strait. The British military confirmed 2 Iranian gunboats fired at a tanker on Saturday morning. Trump declined to comment when asked by CBS today. Wow, are these women working for CBS? Anyway. Yeah, cool. I don't know what's going on with this whole Strait of Hormuz, but he commented on just a little bit, just very little bit. I don't know, he was like with other people behind here. I don't know what he was doing. He was signing something. Joe Rogan was there for whatever reason. It was weird. Iran gave back the Strait of Hormuz for less than 24 hours and then took it right back. The IRGC retook the waterway this morning, forcing multiple vessels to turn back and open fire on at least one ship. This comes just hours after Trump and Iran's foreign minister announced a breakthrough that briefly reopened the strait. What is this? A Hezbollah ceasefire violation? Since the ceasefire came into effect, IDF soldiers south of the Yellow Line in southern Lebanon identified several incidents in which terrorists violated the ceasefire understandings by approaching from north of the Yellow Line toward IDF soldiers, posing an immediate threat. In order to remove the threat, hey, I was reading that. In order to remove the threat, the IDF conducted precise strikes against the terrorists and terrorist infrastructure sites. Maybe that's the reason why we're reclosing the strait. Because the whole part of, yeah, we're going to reopen the strait was because, wow, you actually managed to get Israel and Lebanon into a 10-day ceasefire. Good. We're just going to reopen the Strait of Hormuz then. And Trump claims that as a victory. Something that should have been non-negotiable since the beginning. The fact that the Strait of Hormuz was closed, it's just one of the consequences of having attacked Iran. But, I mean, I don't think that reopening the Strait of Hormuz, things going back to normal, should be considered a victory. That's just things going back to normal. We didn't really get regime change. We didn't really get the nuclear dust away from them. And they're refusing to give that up too. Negotiations are still underway. But I think we're still treating the ceasefire, the pause, right, and the reopening of the strait as a big deal, as a big win. That's why I still think we're going to go back into the war. And it's probably going to be a little heavier because we're probably going to try to take the uranium by force eventually. So the little bit that Trump did comment on it, he said, Iran got cute as no one has taken them on. It's working out very well. They got a little cute as they've been doing for 47 years and nobody ever took them on. We took them on. They now have no Navy, no Air Force. Yeah, well, nothing much. I guess he's just commenting on the whole deal. Short summary on what's happening. Trump said the deal is very close. Iran blockaded the Strait of Hormuz. They opened fire on a tanker and other vessels that thought they had free passage. Oh, you so thought. A French United Nations peacekeeper is dead in Lebanon. So maybe it is part of the whole Israel-Lebanon ceasefire violation already. The guys can't relax for one day. Hegseth, the CIA director, and the Joint Chiefs chairman all rushed to the White House today. 3 days are left on this ceasefire. Who is this? Who is that? That's Secret Service? Who is this? I'm assuming that's either CIA director or a Joint Chief. I don't know what a Joint Chief does. What do they do? Smoke joints? April 20 is coming up. Iran is now charging vessels a toll for priority passage through the Strait of Hormuz. They're calling it a fee for security and safety services. The rest of the world calls it a choke point tax on 21% of the planet's oil supply. Yeah, if 100 ships used to pass like this, now you want 100 ships to pass through here, it's obviously not going to happen. Oil prices will remain high, less ships are going through. You have to pay to go through. You're just going to have ships find alternative shipping routes. There's no other way, right? And yeah, it seems like all this stuff in the middle, where after Iran's retaliation, that's where all the sea mines are. And Iran's like, hey, you want safe passage? Go through here, go through this tiny little choke point of 2 islands. I'm assuming one of these is Karg Island, I don't know. And then, maybe then you will get to your location safely. Before it used to just be like this. Well, okay. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Navy commander is now threatening to target any ship attempting to pass the Strait of Hormuz without Iranian permission. A direct challenge to Trump. Send your ships and find out. And I guess they did already. 20% of the world's oil, we know that. Hezbollah handed in Israel a to-do list. They want full Israeli withdrawal from Lebanon, permanent halt to all air, land, and sea operation, prisoner releases, return of displaced residents, and reconstruction backed by Arab funding. No withdrawal, no deal, simple as that. The 10-day truce expires April 27. Israel hasn't committed to leaving and Hezbollah isn't budging. It's already starting to show cracks. So yeah, huge issue. Big deal. All right. So we knew that the strait was open. Now we've got no clue what's going on. Maybe too hopeful to stop paying attention to geopolitics. Yeah, let's see by Monday. This is crazy indeed. Look at this. The Strait of Hormuz on Google Maps. I'm pretty sure this is fake. 5 stars, 1 rating. Guess when it opens and closes? Opens Monday to Friday from 9:30 to 4 p.m. and closes on Saturday and Sunday during market hours. Market hours type move. That's pretty funny. Yeah, same schedule as the markets. I wonder what this one ship going through, rating 5 stars. Is that just China? One Chinese boat? Yeah, funny. Good one. Excellent. Peak comedy. Hormuz is closed, but Trump doesn't seem worried. Despite the strait being shut again, Trump's tone remains calm and confident. From his recent comments, he seems to believe that a US-Iran deal could come as soon as this week. Hey, let's not forget, the 2-week pause was on Tuesday. It was Tuesday, 8 p.m. that Iran agreed to a pause. That was April 7. We just went through one Tuesday, April 14, and the second Tuesday is coming up, April 21st. Today's April 18. We're expecting to make a deal in 3 days. We shall see. Latest audio, Strait of Hormuz is closed. Yeah, we don't know. We don't care. After a chaotic morning in the Strait of Hormuz, both sides have gone completely quiet. Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz again, and President Trump said he won't be blackmailed by Iran. I'm pretty sure their comments reciprocate this too. They're like, yeah, we're not getting blackmailed by Trump. Oh yeah, well, I'm not getting blackmailed by you. So what is it? As of Friday, markets were expecting the US and Iran to meet for a second time on Sunday. As of right now, there is no meeting planned. The ceasefire ends in 3 days. We continue to believe that both sides will ultimately work toward a deal, as this pre-deal turbulence has been observed many times in previous conflicts involving President Trump. That's true. The US stock market futures opens in 24 hours. Both sides know this. All signs point to a highly eventful Sunday ahead. Everything just happens on a weekend, doesn't it? All right. Moving on from that, today apparently was not a good day for DeFi. A lot of hacking going on. Kelp DAO's RS-ETH bridge. Okay, what a mouthful. Kelp DAO's ETH bridge was exploited for a $292 million hack. The biggest DeFi hack of 2026 so far. Aave, being one of the most affected here, it quickly froze RS-ETH markets on V3 and V4 to block new deposits, borrows, and contain any bad debt spillover while they investigate. Classic DeFi interconnected risk playing out again. Yes, DeFi being centralized. Yes, we love it. Aave, of course, on this news gets hammered, dropping from 11, 12 to basically 99. Currently at 103. Let's have a look at Aave markets now. Well, we're down 14%. Yeah, we're at 98 right now. Well, there you go. Whatever uptrend you had, according to the rest of the market, has now been invalidated. We're in the same boat as kind of what BitTensor is experiencing. Downtrend still, while the rest of the market is on the rise. Yeah, cool. I mean, if I was to predict this kind of move, I never look at Aave. I did invest in it at one point. I got Omega liquidated. That's okay. I don't know. We're expecting just continuation of a move like this until they recover eventually. Similar to what we're seeing with BitTensor in terms of price action, right? So there is that for Aave. What happened? $292 million drained, the biggest exploit in 2026. An An attacker drained 116,500 Ethereum. I have to figure out what is RS, just for my own sake of mind. Peace. What is it? Restaked ETH. Kelp DAO. And DAO means, again, crypto. Decentralized Autonomous Organization. Okay, so basically decentralized company. So the company, decentralized company named Kelp, had restaked Ethereum that gets staked again, 18% of their supply, getting drained, 116,500 ETH, from LayerZero powered bridge, from a bridge, marking 2026's largest crypto exploit so far. Emergency freezes were triggered across Aave, Sparkland, Fluid, and Upshift as wrapped ether becomes stranded across 20 chains. Impressive. So of course all these chains are working together to kind of mitigate the damage, I guess. They don't want that money flowing into Monero or something, and then you're screwed. That's where Monero comes into play, by the way. To cash out. No, but they'll know. They'll know if you cash out that exact same amount. That's why they're probably going to take it into smaller pieces to kind of avoid the suspicion, right? Who knows? Kelp's restaked ETH was exploited earlier today around 3 p.m. EST. Initial reports indicate $300 million has been impacted in an active attack. Centaura Vaults, I'm assuming there's some other company, and client strategies have no exposure to restaked ETH. The borrow rate for wrapped ETH on Aave has become elevated. Of course, more risk. And LRT looping strategies are now negative carry. I don't know what these are. I'm learning this new stuff too, like decentralized ecosystem lingo, liquid staking tokens, or liquid restaking tokens. Okay. I guess this means like, it's like dividends, right? You collect dividends and then you just reinvest it. That's basically what restaking is, I'm assuming. That's what the word play feels like. I might be completely wrong. So yeah, those are now negative. What, so now you have to pay to, instead of receiving money, you pay money while staking? That's counterintuitive. We continue to monitor the situation closely and are in active communication with clients and partner protocols as the situation develops. While liquid staking and restaking tokens, that's what the T stands for, carry trades are currently in negative carry, we don't see liquidations as a risk in the short term. On stablecoins, the exploit prompted many liquidity pools to withdraw stablecoins across a number of protocols. This has spiked supply yields across our vaults. As we have no exposure to restaked ETH, we expect rates to fall in the coming hours. Okay. You mean rise? If it's negative, isn't it supposed to go back to positive? That would be rise? I don't know, dude. Or I think we're talking about, like, the percentage here. Because that's been, yeah, this has become elevated. Borrow rate. Because of the high risk now. Due to this hack. So if you're wondering why it is a bad day for DeFi, Kelp DAO losing that money in the biggest hack, zoom out though. $600 million was stolen in 2 weeks. 10 protocols over 10 have been compromised. AI is lowering the barrier for attackers. The biggest hacks with Kelp, that's the bridge exploit, the Aave impact. We had another one with Drift, that was with AI social engineering, $285 million lost there. And RIA, $18 million, and Oracle manipulation. Security isn't keeping up. Okay, I guess. Now, who's at fault, I guess? Is the Aave hack, is Aave at fault, or is it Kelp? It's apparently Kelp. Their bridge got exploited first with the LayerZero vulnerability. An attacker minted 116,000 unbacked restaked ETH through a vulnerability, and then used that phantom collateral to drain $200 million from Aave. So they just basically created fake money and used that to swap and then steal Ethereum from Aave, is what it seems like happened. Kelp broke it. Aave got played by accepting the broken collateral. Shame. That's a good way to put it, I guess. What are these random questions? We're asking AI XBT. So, yeah, like I mentioned, all these chains that work with each other, they're all working together to kind of mitigate this damage as much as possible. Tron, as a precautionary measure, we are temporarily pausing Tron LayerZero OFT bridges while we assess recent security concerns related to the LayerZero bridge, because this could happen to Tron next or something, if they have a liquidity pool that can be stolen from, collateralized. Omni-chain fungible token is what OFT is. LayerZero. This is like the first time I'm hearing about LayerZero too, by the way. So, isn't LayerZero supposed to be something related to Chainlink for cross-chain functionality? That's basically what Chainlink does too, and Pyth. So I'm assuming that's just another one, a weaker one. Do they have a coin? I guess they might. Is that what the OFT means? Is that what the coin ticker is? I don't know. I'm looking this up now. LayerZero. ZRO. I mean, it's number 80, so I'm assuming this is it. And it's down 11%, so I'm assuming, yes, this is indeed it. So, does it tell us why it's down here? Sector-wide weakness. Near-term market outlooks. It literally does not even mention the hack. Here it is. LayerZero. Well, no negative news for Zero was found. Are you crazy? Unless this is something completely different, and it just happens to have the same name. It literally says LayerZero. I don't know. Okay, confusing. Anyways, of course, Tron does want to confirm that their network fully remains secure, unaffected. We will share further updates as more information becomes available. Thank you. Scammer. Yeah, scammer warning about anti-scam. Great. SuiLend also have paused LayerZero issued tokens on SuiLend, with Rat Bitcoin, for example, is what they specialize in, as a precaution until the restaked ETH incident root cause is determined. More updates soon. Yeah, I mean, they exploited a vulnerability. That's going to have to be something that gets patched by the devs. So we'll see what happens there, I guess. If that was all too technical for you, welcome to the crypto space. This is a bit less technical. I hope you understand this one. Instagram got hacked for pump.fun. What do they even post on their Instagram? PumpFun. Alright, whatever. They got compromised by factors outside our control. Sure. Hey, why don't you use two-factor authentication, nerd? I also had my Instagram hacked, by the way. That was not fun. It promoted some Forex scam to, like, all my followers. And then I lost, like, a good portion of them. Like, 10% of my followers. I wasn't upset. I just deactivated it for a whole year, waited for the incident to blow over, hope everybody forgot about it, and then now I'm back, and nobody seems to care. That's good. So, anyways, PumpFun, more important than me. The Instagram account has been compromised. Any posts made from the official PumpFun Instagram account should not be trusted. Ignore any and all posts made by the account until we have secured the account. PumpFun platforms remain operational. User funds are safe. We will update from official channels. Is this even the official PumpFun account? Not really. It's just an account related to the ecosystem, I guess. Did PumpFun themselves... Here, I guess, is their ticker. They did not post about it. Yeah, of course. Why would you want to advertise that you got hacked, right? I mean, maybe. You should let people know that you got hacked so that people don't click on suspicious links by whoever's posting what. I'm going to try to find PumpFun. Can I look it up on Instagram here right now? Is it this one? PumpFun Official? These are posts from April 20. April 20 was the last post that was here. This can't not be a real PumpFun account. It's not. It only has 7,000 followers. Why are you lying to me? Okay, where is it? Pump.fun, is that what it is? What is PumpFun's Instagram account actually? Get out of here. Where do I find more socials? Pump swap. Here it is, Instagram. That's pump.fun here. Okay, I'm gonna just look this up here. Hold on. Here. It's pump.fun underscore. Yeah, this is it. It has 37.8 thousand followers. Buy now, where? Where is the effing airdrop? There you go. Well, okay, that's just confirmation that they're hacked. Buy now, where? Okay, that's the coin that they're shilling. Okay, we'll have a look at it, whatever. We'll give the hackers the attention that they deserve. Congratulations. Looks like it got delisted. No, it's this one. It's this one. It's the same profile picture. And of course they're using a milady with a "Where is the airdrop" hat and an Israeli flag sweatshirt with a pair of, what are these, swim goggles? Yeah, they're mass posting this. I dox Elon face. Elon, whomst. Where is the airdrop? Where is the airdrop? And then this is old stuff. That's like regular posts. So this came out 9 hours ago when they got hacked and they started posting this. $3 million billed in public hackathon. Wait, what? This is a pinned post. Yeah, never mind. So they only posted this and they shilled their meme coin called Where. And I'm assuming they must have posted stuff to their story too. By the way, I also have Elon face, the real one. Who is Elon? That's the founder, right? Elon, PumpFun, gun. I put gun, yes. Elon Cohen. He is PumpFun what? Creator. I mean, we already have his face right here. What are you talking about? Oh, I have his face revealed. The real one. Apparently this is a fake one then? Okay. Alright, now you have my attention. When I got into the PumpFun account, Elon's personal was logged into DMs. Two DMs. OnlyFans, girls, everything. I'm streaming it all soon. This will go down in PumpFun history. Laughing emoji and Israeli flag. Okay. I feel bad for those not aping. Y'all are gonna regret this. Elon is literally sending, whoa, 100 soul to OnlyFans girl in his DMs. Oh no. Rip. We're exposing him. And you're waiting for an airdrop from him? Be for real. This is about to go viral everywhere, because the ticker, where is the airdrop? I mean, this is clever. It's pretty clever. It's scummy to hack, but I mean, come on, right? No, this cannot be it. April 16. I'm in a 15-minute chart. This literally came out a moment ago. 16:30. It's 4:30. And then what happened? It's just gone now? It barely reached anything. The dev bought and sold. Where did he sell? At 6K market cap. You basically sold the top. So this can't be it, right? Oh, no, never mind. I thought this had temporarily closed. Can't we really identify like whose address this is? Is that even the coin? That's not the coin. Can't I search up by like contract address? I guess I can. Where's the contract address? That's not it. Onc mode. Link in bio. Okay, I'm not clicking the link. There's no link in here. You're capping. What else did he say? Yeah, he's sending money to OnlyFans girls, streaming in 15 minutes. Yeah, this was 9 hours ago. I'm sure it already got taken down from the official PumpFun website. They obviously are not fond of getting hacked like that. So, fair enough. You can set up multiple authentication devices, apps on any device. Elon's phone. Well, there it is. Okay. Yo, clavicular. Why is he messaging clavicular now? Luxmaxer. 5-minute, I launched stream on PumpFun, where? And then it says, oh, we added a restriction to your account. You can't start or join live videos. Ha ha ha. Instagram disabled it. That's crazy. Elon, I already screen recorded everything. Relax, it's too late already. Come on, Dubai Habibi, I give you some soul. I don't know who these people are. I'm assuming they're OnlyFans girls. Should I post Elon docs now? Yeah, go for it, dude. Am I gonna get... Hold on. Hold on. Before I go further with this, I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube real quick. Didn't Charles Hoskinson from Cardano, didn't he get his video removed for talking about this? No, never mind. Okay, it was about something different. BIP361. I don't know what that is. Okay, I thought he was talking about Elon and PumpFun. I didn't remember what exactly he talked about. But yeah, he did got his video removed from Welcome to Shitcoin Land. Funny. Okay, apparently didn't follow those YouTube community guidelines. But no, we're safe. Okay, I'm assuming there's no doxing here. Please, no. Because the doxing, I mean, the reason why this video got removed for Charles Hoskinson, it was because we think your content violated our policy on personally identifiable information. Information that shares, threatens, or encourages others to share non-public, personally identifiable information, I guess is what it says. And we're about to do this for Elon. I don't think it's actually going to show anything. Okay, I will post his face anyways. Someone know good OBS? I am on OBS. Hey, I could DM you. I'll start the stream soon. That's crazy. Elon docs. He's literally just setting up OBS. My guy, what is this device? I don't know what this is. Elon banned me from streaming. Yeah, they're already on his case. They kicked the guy off of the platform, PumpFun. I'll create a new coin soon. Stay active and keep notifications on. The live will launch directly when the coin launches. Okay. Sell this coin. Which coin? Be ready. New coin dropping soon. Okay, so at least he warned us before rug pulling us. New coin dropping soon. How can we name the coin? Hack coin. Dump fun. That's a good one. The liar Elon. Pump horror. Okay. Elon docs. Elon dump. Elon docs. Okay. Very, very creative community. Elon will ban the next coin too if we launch on Pump, but community choose. Where to launch, on Pump or on bags? Pump. I can't vote. It's not letting me vote. Oh well, I guess I lost the right to vote on Instagram for looking at this. Cool. Yeah. Here's clavicular, by the way, so I'm assuming that's why they were messaging. The fall of the West. Western woman. Okay, well, yeah, there's just other stuff. Oh, there's more of them. Cool. Yes, let's go. Alright, so nothing happened so far. Didn't really get to dox Elon. So much hype for nothing. But yeah, he announced plans to stream the private DMs live. Why would you do that from the official PumpFun account? Keep that on your personal account, am I right? Lesson learned. RIP, I guess. Oh, hey, Rudy, I see your comment now. It went to 400k. Oh, okay, cool. Here's the contract address. I had my OBS minimized because I was looking at the Instagram. Okay, back to PumpFun. What do I do? Do I just paste this in here? NA. Oh, yeah, it was this. Okay, cool. Yep, there it goes. That's not too bad. Oh, wow. 421k. Impressive. 421k, yep. Nice. Well, here it is at 12k. Good stuff. Yeah, I love how they just removed it. So funny. Can't they identify who this is, though, is my question. Like, I'm sure ZachXBT will get on this case and, like, trace through every Solana address, because, I mean, the money is somewhere, right? Hey, that's not too bad. Not too bad. How much would he have hypothetically made if he bought 174.66 and 257 and sells 5,000? Does that mean he only made 5,000? He sold it at 32k market cap. That's crazy. He didn't even sell it at the peak. 400k. RIP, I guess. Yeah. Weird. I have the dev marked as a good dev. Lol. Wow, really? Impressive. Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Impressive. Another thing that's been going crazy is another one called Asteroid, pumping 70% after Elon Musk agreed to make Asteroid the mascot for SpaceX. Is that real? What? Is this not the same account? It is. Why didn't it show following? What is this? Alright, I guess we're looking up Asteroid now. Never heard of it. I'm assuming it's a dog in a spacesuit. That's all it really is. Yeah, here it is. 2 million market cap. It's the hottest thing, and it's... Oh, they're live right now. It's a woman with a Shiba Inu dog or Floki or something. Buy the ETH one. Okay, well, thanks for the tip, I guess. Really? Man, it actually rose so much higher. What is this? Oh, this was from before, though. Like, this is way before, April 17. Oh, it was yesterday. Is this the rise we're talking about? It talked about 6 million market cap. No, this was a lot higher, 12 million. I think the rise we're talking about here was this one. Elon Musk saying... Okay. SpaceX mascot. Oh, it's a little girl that died? Really? Oh, this. Okay. I thought it was a woman. I don't know. I saw it from like a distance. Okay. Elon Musk just made Asteroid SpaceX's new mascot for Liv. Liv is her name. I see. She had questions for Elon and he finally answered. So it pumped. Ah, okay. Cute. I see. 15 years old, biggest dream was to meet Elon Musk. She even written out a list of questions to ask him. Man, you're more well-informed than I am. That's good. She was too tired and asked him to call later. The questions still sit on her nightstand, unanswered. Liv's mother shared them with me in hopes that Elon would change that today. Are you going to make your own phone? The Tesla phone, yes. Are you expanding the Tesla diner to new areas? I assume so. I love how I'm answering for Elon. Will there be any new games with any upcoming Tesla updates? Dude, I don't know what... What do you mean by that? Like on the Tesla cars, like on the big tablet? I've seen people play Counter-Strike on it, so I think so. What's your favorite anime? Okay, pal, I'm sure he does not watch. Maybe he does. Elon's a weird guy. I'm sure he watches some anime. He's always posting the anime stuff on Grok. Like, Grok Imagine. Look at this beautiful anime woman dancing in the field. Have you ever been to Japan? Of course. What was your favorite place or thing there? Do you know who Hatsune Miku is? She's clearly, not to be rude, but very, very much into anime by the looks of things. Talking about this Hatsune Miku, Annie. Oh, Annie inspired from Misa from Death Note. Annie being the Grok AI girl version of it. I'm sure you've seen her. Can you make Asteroid, the Shiba Inu 0G indicator she designed for the Polaris Dawn mission, the mascot for SpaceX? And that's the one that got fulfilled. Oh, he is an anime fan? Impressive, yeah. I did not know that of Elon. Oh, that's this post. I did see this post. You know, I completely ignored it. I only saw this. And he said okay for the last one with a smiley face, and that's what made this pump. Okay, now I see. Cool, cool, good stuff. Alright. Oh, but she passed away, of course, so rest in peace. Yeah, passed away earlier this year. But there you go. And where is... Yeah, here it is. Nice. Good stuff overall. How wholesome. Now, next up, we have Rave, another huge move. Skyrocketing 10,000% in 2 weeks. I'm sure you guys have seen the rise of Rave. And then eventually crashed 85% overnight after Zach XBT. Of course, the guy just has to get his paws on everything. He calls out market manipulation on Binance, the company he's working for, and BitGet, with both exchanges launching investigations. Oh, wow. Okay. What does it say here? Pump and dump activity for Rave. I'm sure I have a bigger post here. Yeah, Rave token surging 4,500%, crashing 85%, now under manipulation probe by Binance and BitGet. Analysts say 90% of supply may be controlled by a small group. Okay, so it's not by Binance or BitGet. It's just on their own. Some impressive group coordination here. Rave DAO said that we have observed heightened market volatility in Rave. We encourage all users to remain mindful of the associated risks and to exercise caution, particularly when using leveraged positions. Zach XBT says, pump and dump activity for Rave originated on BitGet and Binance and Gate.io. Call to action for both Hey Ye Binance. Who is this? Yi Hey. That's literally her name. Hey Yi Hey. And Gracie at BitGet. Man, we got these people working for these companies. Okay. To do better. Okay, well, there you go. Do better. Launch internal investigation offboarding the responsible actors. Offering up to a $10,000 bounty of my personal funds for whistleblowers to come forward privately to share evidence about parties involved. Wow, he's really setting the example here, I guess. We cannot allow this blatant market manipulation by insiders controlling 90% of Rave to support to further extract from retail investors. Gracie says, thanks for highlighting. We started investigating into Rave. Zach says, good to hear. If you can, please report back to BitGet's findings. The transparency would be much appreciated. Update. I'm increasing the Rave bounty to 25,000. Okay, there you go. Due to contributions from other community members. Keep applying pressure to exchanges so they address the market manipulation. Yes, ask the market manipulators to stop market manipulating. BitGet has initially responded. Yeah, we know that. We hope other centralized exchanges do the same and share any findings with Crypto Twitter for transparency. Binance and Gate both initially commented as well. In the coming days or weeks, I hope we can receive a bit of clarity about the entity responsible for targeting retail extraction and their connection to the Rave team. Yeah. Richard Teng from Binance, what it looks like, says, thanks for flagging this with us. We're looking into it. We'll always do our part to investigate. And we're like, okay, looking forward. Kevin Lee from, I'm assuming, Gate.io. He's like, yep, we're already on it. User protection always comes first at Gate. We're reviewing Rave activity. We will act accordingly. Thanks for flagging. And Gate support also said, thanks for bringing Rave to our attention. We're investigating this. Nice. There we go. Oh, some people are actually losing money here. Huge crash. Huge pump and dump move right over here for Rave. I'm sure it exists somewhere here. There we go. 90% crash. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. All right. All right. From being worth... Oh, this existed for a long time. Let's just... Yeah, there we go. That's a bit more fair in context. This is normal activity, right? Being worth Cardano type cents. 30 cents to 70 cents, crashing to 20 cents. Basically Cardano 2.0. Until eventually you just have this rise, and we're at 40 cents, 50 cents. Okay, we're still rising. We're still going up. Okay. I'm just gonna... Yeah, and we're still going. $2, by the way. But we're still going. $3, $5, $7. Ignore the red over there. Don't worry about that. It's not gonna happen. $14. I'm just gonna change the scale because it's just that high now. We hit a high of $28. Impressive. And then we go all the way down to $2.29. The only people remaining are unfortunate holders. What are we thinking? Do we short this? Is this free money, chat? I don't know. They're literally giving you a caution symbol over here. It's dangerous to do something like this. So, best to just leave it and let it do its thing, right? Impressive. Good rise overall. Obviously market manipulated. So good on Zach XBT for looking into this. I'm sure he will also... Will he start getting involved in the other one too? No post since April 8. How? Oh, I guess he's posting down here. Nope. April 3. April 3. Is he only like replying, I guess? That's just replies then. Yeah, 7 hours ago. It's all just Rave. I think he's only focusing on Rave for now. Yep. Rave, Rave, Rave. Yeah, it's all just Rave. Okay, cool. Moving on from Rave. Impressive. What is going on? Why is Trump posting too much? Okay, relax, Trump. I thought this was impressive too. 10 of the worst performing crypto Bitcoin stocks so far in 2026. BTOG, I don't know what this one is. BTOG. I'll be looking each one of these up individually. Performing the worst, down 77% year to date. BTOG. Bit Origin Limited. No idea what this is. Yeah, that is not a good performing stock. It's a emerging growth company which engages in crypto mining businesses. The firm also actively deploys blockchain technologies. Are we going to ignore this wick over here? $6 from $2. Okay, cool. CanG. Never heard of that one either. Kango Inc. Is it this one? Also does not look like it's performing well. That's also down 75% year to date. These guys are another Bitcoin mining business. Yeah, it seems like Bitcoin mining companies are the ones that are not doing the best. AVX. Is this an avalanche? Avax 1 technology. It literally feels like avalanche. It's an agriculture technology company which engages in development and utilization of intellectual IP assets for improvement. What do you mean? How is this a crypto stock? Unless it's something different. AVX? Advanced Energy Industries? No, it can't be that. Altair Resources? I don't know. Weird, but apparently that one's down 58%. Gem-I. That's down 52%. Is that Gemini? It is. Gemini Space Station. Yep, apparently that's down as well. Crypto exchange we know about. Bruh, Uber code. Okay, first of all, don't do this. And second of all, who is trying to hack into my Uber account when I'm live? Okay. I'm sure it's a scam. No, but this comes like from one of those legit numbers. Uber. Yeah, it literally says Uber. Okay, well, I'm getting hacked into Uber. That's nice. Yeah, you can't... Oh, they figured out my security code on stream. Wait a second. Okay, alright, alright. I see what you're trying to do here. Clever. Very clever of you. I guess. Yeah, I'm disconnecting that. What are you going to do with my Uber account? I'm just going to log in real quick and deactivate it. Faster pickup, safer rides, account. I'm already signed in. What do I do here? Can I just delete my account? I am scared. Whatever. I'll worry about that later. BSOL, that's the Bitwise Solana ETF. Yes, Solana staking, by the way. Hello. Also not doing much. Yep. Nothing going on here. It's down 27%. American Bitcoin down 24%. I don't think we got to look at the rest. We know what they are. Robinhood down 20%. ETH A. Which one is that one? That's BlackRock's Ethereum ETF. Right? This is BlackRock? iShares? Yes. Okay, that's also down overall. 18%. Bitmine down 15%, and BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF down 12%. I don't know what these other ones that are very far down are, some of them. Like, these two are mining, apparently. This one is... What even is this? I'm sure it's supposed to be an Avalanche ETF or something, because I'm sure Avalanche is not doing well. It's gotta be. So, yeah. Alright, there's that. Fact. The US has sanctioned 518 Bitcoin addresses that still collectively hold 9,306 Bitcoins, worth roughly $707 million, per Alex Thorne. That's all going to be added to the... What do you call it? The strategic reserve. We also have Morgan Stanley's Microsoft Bitcoin ETF wallet, now public on Arkham. You can now track what they hold. They now hold over 1,348 Bitcoin with real-time tracking available. Good. And Morgan Stanley will be buying a lot more Bitcoin. They don't have anything to sell. What are they going to sell? They're just going to buy. And that's the whole point of an ETF. And they did a good job. Like, they opened at a good time. As soon as the war is over, prices are all-time low. It's a great time to start accumulating. So good for them. Arguably better than... No, not really better. Because, like, when 2024 ETFs came out, Bitcoin already peaked at 75,000. And then it started dropping to, 60,000, 50,000. This case here, yeah, we can still see 60,000s again, maybe even 50,000s. I don't know, we're starting off at exactly 75,000 though. Or, where did it go? Morgan Stanley's Bitcoin accumulation, so yeah. And, of course, a lot of ETFs are using that one custodian, Coinbase. They must trust Coinbase with their life, is what it seems. 80% of US Bitcoin ETFs rely on one custodian, Coinbase. Hey man, don't put all your eggs in one basket, but I'm sure we'll be fine. We can trust in Brian Armstrong. They asked AIXBT if you could just choose 3 altcoins that are most likely to see a 500 to 800% increase in value in the future, which ones would they be, excluding Ethereum? And it picked Render, Fetch, and Hype. Okay. Interesting picks. Render I could kind of understand. Fetch, maybe. And Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid, yeah, for sure. Render's got 45,000 node operations, and now a $3.1 million monthly revenue. Whale transactions are up 675% week over week. Decentralized GPU compute for AI is still early innings. Fetch, they launched ASI, Artificial Superintelligence, one with 3 million agents. ASI chain testnet is going live. Visa integration is coming. The merger play is massive. Okay. Probably another one to keep on your radar. And Hyperliquid doing $157 billion in volume, up 84% year to date. Grayscale filed for an ETF. It's already the top L1 this year, and perps are eating everything. That's also true. What else do we got here? Which has the best potential return on investment between Monad, Lumia, or Hyperliquid? Hyperliquid leads in every metric, of course. Monad has tech and ecosystem growth. Token unlock April 24 creates a dip opportunity if you're patient. Hey, I guess that matters if you're interested in Monad. Token unlocks April 24. Yeah, okay, who cares about the rest? Impressive. Interesting to see that. I don't know how much more I want to get into this. Anthropic, I know, we're talking about it again. Claude Mythos. David Sachs commented on this whole thing on why Claude Mythos hypothetically did not come out, potentially why it didn't come out. Mark Andreessen pointed out that one of the reasons why Anthropic might have wanted to hold back on Mythos is that they simply didn't have the compute to serve it. It's not because it was so powerful it was going to destroy every cybersecurity company. Maybe that was an exaggeration. They knew Opus 4.7 was coming out, right? That's the current best version, I guess. So they hold it back, knowing that they don't have enough compute to serve it anyway, and they save their compute for the next iteration of Opus. And then, by holding it back, they create this impression of scarcity and altruism. And it turns into this gigantic marketing event for their product because everyone in government is like, oh wow, they're holding it back because it's so amazing, it's going to be so powerful. And it seems to be working because we're getting the top dogs involved. Now look, I think it might have been genuinely altruistic as well in the sense that Mythos does reveal coding vulnerabilities that people didn't know about before, and it does make sense to give time to companies with large code bases to patch these dormant bugs and vulnerabilities. But it's looking more and more like Anthropic could not have offered that model commercially anyway, because it was just too big and expensive, and they needed to create space for Opus 4.7. So it's an interesting theory on what actually happened there. What do we mean here by it's too big and expensive? Like, are we talking about server costs, energy costs? Why don't we just find the back rooms and use the infinity space to host servers? I'm sure that'll work. But yeah. Well, I guess while we're speaking on Elon Musk as well, he proposes universal high income to combat AI job losses, and it baffles economists. He apparently is so wrong on this. Elon himself says, yeah, it will happen. I don't know about this. the fact that we're all getting a wage increase because AI will take over our jobs anyway, that's just gonna like reset the standard eventually. Like everything is gonna catch up in price to match whatever we're earning as, I don't know, minimum wage rises or whatever it is. Like that's the whole reason why minimum wage rises, is because everything else is on the rise and you're like, okay, well, pay wages are not even keeping up. And even at that point, like you're not even getting that big of a rise. All right, yeah, I'm just closing this. Don't tell me to block ads. This was impressive. You can now see with your, what is this, the Vision Pro, Apple Vision Pro? You can now see Blender scenes, so like this 3D editing software. You can see it in like augmented reality type version, right? Spatial computing would start to look like when 3D creation meets augmented reality. That's going to be really cool to see. Like with the glasses, you know. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And yeah, last bit of news. Despite Artemis 2 being a massive success, the US government plans to cut NASA's budget by 23%. Adjusted for inflation, this is the smallest budget since 1961. Oh wow. This leaves over 40 NASA missions at risk of cancellation. What about the promise that we got yesterday that we were going to plant a flag on Mars? Alright, well I guess it's not happening, and it's probably because of Elon. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, SpaceX. I mean, yeah. So that's all. That's all for tonight. Thanks, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. I will see you tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, that's Elon money, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow then. Not much. What are we even getting for economic data? Are we even getting anything? When is the next FOMC meeting? Why am I getting irrelevant countries in my timeline? Get out. United States. Save. There we go. What is this? Who cares about that? Who cares about all this? Here it is. Fed interest rate decision, April 29. That is in 2 weeks. And nothing will happen. I'm pretty sure the odds are still like, yeah, we're just going to see nothing happen for a whole year. And then after that, this is like next week, Thursday. We're getting GDP data and PCE data. Okay. So literally nothing is happening next week. Okay. We're at the mercy of Trump and his tweets once again. All right, cool. We'll see what happens there. We'll cover all of it. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow then. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye. Oh, wait.